Hey there, YouTube, Medwitch here. I got a new one. Do I got a new one? Okay, so this movie's what? 2 years old now? 3 years old now? And this video was posted on January 6th this year, so 2016. Good going. It's by one Bible Flockbox. 26,000 subscribers. That's sad. He's getting on the song Let It Go. If any of you have children, you would know this song very well because you hear your 5-year-old stepdaughter singing it every chance she gets. Yes, the song is highly annoying, especially when you got the little girl, your daughter, your stepdaughter, your niece, or whatever, running around. Let it go, and it better stop. Yes, it gets annoying. I understand that. But he goes as far as to say hidden occultism. Okay, now everybody knows that Disney movies and Pixar movies, they have an abundance of, well, magic, essentially. But you got to realize that what people don't realize, fundamentalist Christians, conservative Christians like this, think that magic is something that you know, you can shoot out of a wand or shoot fireballs and lightning out of your hands like Darth Sidious or something. Good, good. Because this is how Satanists speak. Obviously, I'm not a Satanist. That's not my cigarette. That hurt. That actually truly hurt. So, without further ado, let's get to what this jackhole has to say. Now, again, yeah, the song is annoying, but this is a child's movie, and this is another one of those guys who are nitpicking at every little thing. They're looking for something. They're looking for it. They're scrutinizing this. That, oh, that could be satanic, so I'm just gonna make it satanic so everybody hates this film, and because I'm not creative enough to make my own movies. So, using this under fair use. So, audio only.
If you have any children, you are probably aware of the Disney movie Frozen, along with a hit song from the soundtrack called Let It Go, which has been viewed on YouTube over 645 million times. But did you know that there is a diabolical message in the lyrics? It promotes the satanic philosophy that lawlessness equals freedom. Let me show you what I mean. Here are some of the
One, the satanic philosophy does not promote lawlessness. Actually, they tell you to obey the law. Strictly, they do.
lyrics of Frozen, and the first thing that caught my attention was this line saying, "Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know." Well, now they know. It's basically talking about pretending to be good while knowing you have some kind of hidden sins. Then they become discovered. Well, now they know, says the song. Most children could probably relate to this because they are taught to be good by their parents. But let's face it, children do a lot of bad things. My 1.5-year-old daughter.
Okay, so he's saying that the lyrics, don't let them in, don't let them see, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. You guys know the song. Okay, so if you didn't see Frozen for the bajillionth time, let me give you a little backstory. The main character is the queen of a land, and she has this magical cursed gift, I guess you can call it, because she can't control it if she loses control of her emotions, and she tends to freeze shit like a lot. Well, the the lyric, but now they know, is she was trying to hide this power because everyone because her and her family believed that the the people of their kingdom would be scared of her and look at her as a monster or whatever because she has these powers. Conservative Christians. Let's go back to the witch trials on this one. Well, she ended up losing control of her powers and then running away up into a mountain and where the song began, and she started making her own little castle thing out of ice and using her powers freely because why the hell not? She so that's what those lyrics actually mean. It was her parents, it was her basically saying her parents were telling her to hide her powers so nobody would know, to keep your feelings in check, or don't feel at all, don't have feelings at all, or don't outwardly show your feelings, or else you're going to lose control of the power, and then people are going to find out, and you're going to be ostracized. So that's what those lyrics mean. Not be a bad person, not you're a bad person and you're a bad person, so let's cut to the chase on that one.
Smacks me in the face all the time when I hold her in my arms, even though I tell her no. But I'm bringing that under control by putting her in her crib every time she does that now. And she's learning because they are taught to be Jesus, and he will forgive you and give you power to overcome your sins. No, quite the contrary. Continuing on with the lyrics of Frozen, they say, let it go, turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say, let the storm rage on. In other words, let your sins run wild and rebel. Don't fight your bad behavior, let it go. If anyone tries to tell you something about your misbehavior, turn away and slam the door. Rebel. This is what the song is implanting into the minds of our young children. If you think that was bad enough, wait until you see this. It's time to see what I can do, to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free.
Again, she's going into the backstory of her parents telling her not to use her powers, to keep them secret, to keep them hidden so she wouldn't be ostracized because she was next in line for the throne. That's what it's about. It's not about rebelling or anything. She was getting sick and tired of being cooped up and not being able to use her cursed gift. I call it a cursed gift because there was good things about it and there were the obvious bad things. I mean, whatever she touched turned to ice, basically. So, and the last part of it, it's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Again, she's just saying now that I don't have to worry about people knowing this this part of me, that I can just use my powers however I want to and see what I can actually do because she's never been able to use her powers freely. That's all it's saying. Not to teach your kids how to rebel.
Not only does this advocate rebellion, It speaks about testing the limits and breaking through. What are the limits? The limits are the rules, right? And this song says that in breaking the rules, you become free. So ultimately, the message here is rebellion and lawlessness is what grants you true freedom. Sound familiar?
Lawlessness and rebellion grants you true freedom. I'm sorry to say this, but I was, one of those rebel kids when I was younger, I'm pretty sure that if you're a parent right now and you have a teenage, son or daughter, it doesn't matter what gender, they're going to, try to break away from the restricting rules that you have as a parent. And there's a reason why we as parents have those rules. It's because we did it. And when they do something, you say school night curfew is 8 o'clock, weekends when you don't have school the next day, 10. That was mine. I'm just going off of mine. Well, there were times where I broke curfew purposely. It's like I ain't gonna obey curfew. That was me being rebellious. It wasn't because of TV shows and songs. It was just I don't want to go inside right now. I'm having too much fun with my friends. And yeah, a lot of my friends did have a little bit more lenient rules and curfews or whatever. But when I broke those rules, when I broke that curfew, I was grounded. No Game Boy, no TV, no, if I was younger, no toys, no outside, because I broke my parents' trust by breaking that curfew, by breaking their rule. So lawlessness and lawlessness, if you break a law, you're not going to have freedom at all. You're going to go to jail or prison or worse in some states. So, you know, if this is what you truly believe that song meant, then you're just fucking insane. Don't do this to me again. I'm sorry about this. My phone is acting up.
Familiar? Isn't that what Satan told Eve in the Garden of Eden?
Okay,
God told Eve she
this is the
couldn't eat
Eden story.
from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and if she did, she would.
So I'm gonna skip that. It's just the the Garden of Eden story where the serpent tricked uh Eve into eating the apple or pear,
Have
whatever the fuck it
Christian
is.
children who are taught by their parents to keep the commandments of God. This song is counterproductive to a Christian upbringing. Not only does it teach children that rebellion and lawlessness equals freedom, the movie Frozen is full of magic. Can you think of any religions that teach the philosophy that lawlessness equals freedom and that also practice magic? I can. Satanism and witchcraft. The Satanic creed is, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. In other words, the Satanic law is that there is no law. One is only free when he does what he feels like doing. Just like the song, Let It Go, says, no right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. And Satanism incorporates magic. To be specific, lesser and greater magic. Lesser magic is described by the Satanic Bible as the change in situations or events in accordance with one's will, which would, using normally accepted methods, be unchangeable. This is basically the power of law and attraction. Now you know where the power of law and attraction comes from. It's a part of the belief of Satanism. If you really want to change your circumstances, you need to pray to God and ask Him for His blessing and guidance in your life. Trying to change your circumstances by the power of law and attraction is relying on your own power to change it. In other words, you are taking the place of God. You are becoming your own God, like Satan told Eve in the Garden of Eden. About greater magic and Satanism, Greater magic is the practice of rituals which include things like altars and the image of the Baphomet, the mascot for the Church of Satan, and basically a symbol for the devil, in my opinion, for the purpose of sex, compassion, and destruction. Sex rituals work to entice another person, and compassion rituals work to improve health, intelligence, success, and so on. Destruction rituals work to destroy another person. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about witchcraft, because witchcraft has some similarities to Satanism. Witches abide by a similar creed as Satanists, and that is, if it harms none, do what you will. And witches also use magic, white magic and black magic to be exact.
So he's comparing the reed to Satanic philosophy. Satanic philosophy does say the whole of the law will be do what thou wilt. Yes, it does. But the Satanic Bible also says that it also gives its own specific set of rules, and it also says you have to obey the law. In order to get a membership, the little red card, as they call it, in the Church of Satan, one, it's a hefty fee. I think it's like $200 or something like that. And two, you can't have a criminal record, like physical government criminal record, nothing on paper. You can't. That's one of the base things. So, do what thou wilt was essentially supposed to be going against Christian law, basically saying that, or I should say, Judeo-Christianity law, basically saying if you want to have sex so long as it's consensual and not with an underage person or an animal or whatever, and they highly, this is like top of the charts. No human, don't kill people. No human sacrifices, none of that bullshit. That's the Satanic Bible. There's many of their laws, the Satanic laws, are the laws that we obey as Americans today. As for comparing it to the reed, which and it harm none, do what thou wilt, and it harm none meaning as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, which goes along the same line of, consensual sex, don't force it on people, don't not don't have sex with little kids or animals or whatever, don't kill people, don't just go up to somebody and punch them in the face. That's what in it harm none, do what you will. That's what my interpretation of it, at least, is. And so comparing those two is not exactly the right thing to do, because in it harm none means you don't harm people, while the whole of the law is do what you will or do what you want, means that if you feel the need that you have to hurt somebody, well, as in self-defense or defense of others, do it. You have to. That's your given right as a living being, is to defend yourself. Some people do actually take the read a little too seriously to where they don't defend themselves, but really, in my own interpretation of the read, it's as long as you don't purposely go out and hurt people, you can do whatever the hell you want, but you still have to defend yourself at the same time. As for there being white and black magic, I did a video on this before. There is no such thing as white and black magic. Get the colors out of it. There's no such thing as good and evil magic. Magic is a tool to be used. That's what magic is. All right? It's not the gun that kills people. It's the people that kill people. It's how you use it. It's your intentions, not, if magic is good or bad. It's not the gun that's good or bad. It's the person behind the gun that's good or bad.
The difference between the two is that white man has been spellbounded. While casting a spell in witchcraft, spirits are often invoked by prayers, dances, gestures, or songs. Those spirits are really just demons in disguise. Therefore, from my observations, the song Let It Go from the Frozen soundtrack incorporates lyrics which promote occult philosophy, that you can only truly be free when you don't live by any rules. And the movie Frozen itself is full of magic, which can awaken an interest of the occult in children, because occult groups like Satanism and witchcraft practice magic. This is dangerous stuff. I don't think our kids should be watching these kinds of movies or listening to this kind of music. It leads them away from God and right into the hands of the enemy. What do you think about Frozen and other Disney movies? Are they safe for children to watch? Why or why not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you for watching. If you
I wanted to let you know what I thought about your video, but yeah, I couldn't. For some reason, the comments were disabled. So, oh, they're not disabled anymore. These messages have just been within the last few days. So, I'm sorry about that one. The messages are back up, but now that they are, I'll be posting this video on his comment sections and letting them know what I think. So, in my observation, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You are nitpicking and looking for anything that even assumes to go against the Christian Bible or the Christian faith in and of itself. You demonize everything that is not in the Bible. Therefore, that makes you an ignorant bigot. Plain and simple. Now, I want to say it again. Yes, hearing that song and watching that movie over and over again, oh, it is annoying. Yes, very. But kids are going to be kids. When they get older, they're going to be rebellious. And you, as a parent, are supposed to already know the signs of rebellion because you were rebellious. I don't care. If you say you weren't rebellious as a teenager, middle school, high school, you're lying. Everyone was rebellious in some way, shape, or form. When they were a kid, they were rebellious. I'm not talking about going out doing drugs and drinking and whatever, and partying it up. That's just a form of rebellion. Rebellion can take many forms. Just simply disobeying curfew or not doing your homework. Those are forms of rebellion. And if you really want to get technical, being a Christian is a form of rebellion. You're rebelling against, all these other religions of the world by being a Christian. I'm rebelling against the religions of the world by being pagan. Humans are naturally rebellious because we are tribal-based creatures. Plain and simple. But don't demonize another tribe because you feel your tribe is the only way to go. It's not. That's why we have cultures. That's why we have so many religions. So, this is another guy that I'm going to be going after hardcore. I'm going to be putting a lot of videos up on him. I'm still looking into whether the White Rabbit and the Vigilant Christian are the same person. Because if they are, I'm not going to do both of them. I'm just going to do the one, which is Vigilant Christian. Because at least the Vigilant Christian had enough decency to show his face in some of his videos, which in all of my videos, you have seen my face. And even if I do get all my stuff together and get my computer and all my programs and stuff, you're still going to be able to see my face. You will still see my face. So I'm not afraid to speak the truth, my truth, not the truth, my truth. And my truth is that this flock box, which, you know, ironically enough, he's got a little black sheep as his icon, so he's the little black sheep of his tribe, is an idiot. Just like all these other people who are trying to find demons and devils and Satan and bad juju and everything. As a parent myself, I would allow my kid to watch Frozen, though I will regret it because it's annoying. And there are a lot of other Disney movies out there that, yes, are controversial, but they're kids' movies. First and foremost, they're kids' movies. They're directed towards kids, and yes, lately the Pixar version of Disney has atoned some adult humor into them, so that way it's tolerable for us to watch it. So, you know, just get over yourselves. Not everything is demonic or satanic, like it's a bad thing. But anyways, that's my rant. As always, blessed be.